All right, we're talking about one of my favorite subjects, ski stuff. Ski helmets. Who's been skiing in the last 5 years? Raise your hand. Okay. Watch on the slopes. Everybody's wearing ski helmets. It is mandatory for kids 12 and under in ski school now. And if you're not wearing a ski helmet, you're probably going to get hit by somebody who does, and it's going to hurt. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, you're going to want to pick a ski helmet before you go. I've picked out two different ski helmets that are at completely ends of the spectrum when it comes to price, and we're going to talk about the features of each. First and foremost, I like to show goggles because I like to show you that helmet compatibility or goggle compatibility with your helmet is really important. That makes sure that your goggles sit comfortably on your face during the day. They're not pressing because of some cheap helmet resting on there. So you want to make sure that you have good goggle to helmet integration. If you do a lot of backcountry or things that require you a lot to perspire and you're sweating a whole bunch, breathability between these two features is really important. So making sure that you get a good draft between the two, especially through here. Smith does a really good job of integrating them together so that you get a lot of fog resistant activity in there. So anyway, you want to make sure that it's good goggle compatibility. That's why bike helmets don't traditionally work well with ski goggles. So let's get into the details here. So when you rent a helmet for a week and you go up there, you're going to be paying probably 50, 60 bucks. You can get into a helmet for well close to $80 in some cases, into a very reliable helmet from a brand like Smith, which everybody knows is a great brand. And it basically takes away a lot of the features, but it is going to protect your head. If you're a high performance skier, you've been skiing a lot, you're looking to either upgrade your helmet or you've never bought a helmet, I definitely recommend going with something a little bit more expensive that's going to give you a little bit more impact resistance, and also it's going to give you a lot more features for breathability and that kind of thing. So let's get into it and I'll tell you exactly what the differences are. So this is the Smith Vantage. This is probably one of the nicest helmets available on the market. It's about $220. It's got full venting. So it's got vents all the way around. And if you do sweat a lot, if you ski in all different kind of climates, you're going to want to have some options for venting to keep your head, to regulate your head. This one has two sets of vents, one on the back and one on the top. One in the back and one in the front. They adjust to 3 different levels so you can see how they open and close. This particular helmet is equipped with MIPS, which is, if you look it up, it's a feature set that it adds an additional layer. It's like a honeycomb liner inside the helmet that gives you an extra added resistance when it comes to ski helmets and protection of your skull. They're using it a lot in race bike helmets, but because it's honeycomb, it still allows the breathability and the ventilation through it. So every helmet that you're going to get is you're going to want something that can attach your goggles to it so that if your goggles fly back, you don't lose them. So that's what this little device is here. So I'm just walking you through some of the features. What I love about this, and I should have brought some to show y'all today, is this thing actually unzips across the back and you can slide in audio chips from Outdoor Tech. They make the wired and the wireless that work on Bluetooth, and you just slide them into the back here and you can listen to your music, you can answer your cell phone, that kind of thing. So that's another cool feature of the Smith helmets. I think all Smith helmets have that feature. The BOA system is something that I would never buy a helmet without it. I did buy a helmet without it at one point, and it was just, I'm kind of a tweener. I was too big for a medium and too small for a large, and I bought the large, and it kind of wobbled on my head. This BOA system allows you to get that custom fit, so it just kind of clamps down and it tightens down on your head to get you that exact fit that you want, and you can loosen it and release it if you want. So it gives you 2 different adjustabilities. The liners on these are removable on the high-end ones, and you can wash it in the washing machine with your other ski stuff. So your head sweats a lot when you're out there on the slopes, so you want to make sure that you keep your liner nice and clean. So again, this is the Vantage. It's got a built-in brim. It's got a lot of ventilation. It's got the adjustability of the BOA system. This is going to give you, and it's got the MIPS, which is an added level of protection. I tend to ski pretty aggressive, so having the extra adjustability in the back gives you a lot more comfort when you're out there skiing. So that's what you get with the high end. So and there's lots of different helmets out there between these two, the Variants, the Compass, and some of them have adjustable vents, some of them have the MIP, some of them have the BOA. It all just depends, and you've got lots of different price ranges. So let me take you to the other end of the spectrum. You've still got a little bit of adjustability on some of this stuff. You've got the pads actually will remove. They're with the little Velcro snaps. They'll come out and you can wash those. These are really commonly used if you want to wear like a beanie underneath them. You'll see a lot of snowboarders, they like these because they can have a beanie on, slide this thing on top, and it makes a difference. A lot of people with these also like to wear the band from your goggles underneath the helmet. So that way you're not, when you take your helmet off, your goggles are still on. With this, if you take your helmet off and it's around the back, you're gonna have to take your goggles off too. So that's a big advantage of this. This is the Maze. It does have ventilation in the front right here, and it allows some air cooling through the back where it comes through. And that's pretty much the big differences here. The fit, this one does not have the MIPS, it does not have the ventilation, it does not have the BOA. So, but you're still gonna get a great helmet for well under $100. It's gonna get you close to that price range. I mean, 2 ski trips and you've already paid for a helmet. Go get yourself a helmet. It's worth the investment. You're not gonna be disappointed. If you don't have a helmet, you're gonna get hit by someone who is wearing a helmet and they're gonna make you hurt. So you don't want that to happen. So protect yourself, go get a helmet and enjoy it, because this makes a big difference in the quality of your trip when you have a good piece of equipment. And don't forget, be sure to visit us online at www.backpackeroutdoors.com or in one of our stores in Baton Rouge and Lafayette.